2, 3, 4. Getting louder and louder. Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that dirty. Oh, I need it to be struck by your electric love. Baby, your electric love. Louder, louder. Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that I got it. Oh, I need it to be struck by your electric love. Baby, your electric love.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons. Today I have the pleasure of sharing with you a great new power pop track by the artist BØRNS. Now this song is called Electric Love, and it's the big single off his debut album, Dopamine. Now Dopamine is full of great pop tracks. I suggest you go and grab a copy for yourself. I'll put information on where you can buy that at the top of the description. Now in this lesson, I'm going to be breaking down the acoustic guitar parts that he uses in his acoustic version with Zella Day, great singer. And then at the end of the lesson, I'll break out my Gibson and show you how you can put it back to its original key of A, and show you how you can play those electric guitar parts. Let's get started. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, and we're getting started with our guitar tune to standard tuning. We're going to begin with the intro. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so all we had there, a little riff to get us started. Between the D and A strings, we have 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. For the beginners out there, 2nd fret, D string to the open string. Slowing it down, the A string, 2nd fret, the D string, open. Back to the 2nd fret of the A, open A string, into the G chord. 2, 0, 2, D string, O, 2, A string, O. G major chord. Now I'm actually going to play my G chord. We're also going to need an A minor and an E minor. These are all very basic chords, okay? So G major, I have my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. My middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string. And my pinky is on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Some of you play your G chord like that. That's fine too. Alright, so we have the G chord. Next we need an A minor. My 1st finger is on the 1st fret of the B string. Now we're going to the 2nd fret of the D string with the middle finger. And my ring finger below that, 2nd fret G. To get to an E minor, it's a very, very easy jump. Just take these top 2 fingers here, up 1 string. Now I have the 2nd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. Strumming every single string. Alright, so that little riff. Then the G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor chord, 7, 8. Then E minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you're going to throw in the riff again, then the E minor chord will be a little bit shorter. So starting from there, the G chord comes in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The A minor chord, 1, 2, count it like that. The E minor chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, riff. And then you're back. Okay, now that we have the basic chords down and also that riff, we're ready to throw in a little bit of a strumming pattern. Over the G major chord, I'm strumming 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bass, bass, strum through, and then throw in an upstroke. This is without the percussive element that you hear him using in the acoustic version. Then on the A minor chord, just throw in down, up, down, up. Then the E minor chord comes in, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and riff. Alright, get the song down just like that first. Then throw in your percussive hits. To do a percussive hit, you're going to follow through with the hand with the muted strings. I cover up all the strings either with my left hand or with the palm of the right hand. If you throw that in on beats 2 and 4, we'll have. So there's just going bass, bass, chuck up, bass, bass, chuck up, down, up, chuck up. Then down, up, down, up. You don't need to do the chucks in the E minor. E minor chord comes back in. And back to the riff. Okay, so now we're utilizing our percussive hits over the G, A minor, and E minor chords. There's a couple of variations to it, especially having to do with when you put in that A minor chord. But generally speaking, you're just going to be throwing in the G chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and down, up, down, up. On the A minor chord, E minor chord, down, up, chuck up, down, up, chuck up, down, up, chuck up, riff. Now, the other way you might play it, depending upon how the lyrics are flowing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and just very, very short on the A minor chord. So that's a great way to go through your intro, which will also double as your verse and also your chorus. Okay, so with your intro, verse, and chorus complete, we're ready to move into this section called the bridge. Here we're going to be utilizing the chord C major. And every night my G major chord, mind's running around her, and a D major chord. Thunder's getting louder and louder. Alright, so here we have the C major chord, 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret of the A string, middle finger, 2nd fret D string, and my 1st finger, 1st fret B string, strumming from the A string down with the fingers arched. We're going to use the G major chord again, and also the D major chord. Got my peace sign to the triangle, my 1st finger, 1st fret G string, middle finger, 2nd fret high E string, my 3rd finger nice and bent on the 3rd fret of the B string, strumming from the D string down. Alright, to get through this part, very simple. We're just going to go C chord, down, up, down, up. You could also use a palm mute down here to muffle the strings. Alright, but we're just going to keep it simple. Then we got the G chord, and then the D major chord. And then repeat again. Sun's getting louder and louder. Then we're going to go to the D major chord and just go down, up, down, up, down, up, That's going to get us into the chorus. Okay, so as mentioned before, we are going to use the G, A minor, and E minor progression for our chorus. But there's kind of two parts to it, an A section and a B section of the chorus. Now, the A section is going to sound like this, with a G major chord, baby, you're like C major, lightning in a D major chord, baton. Repeat that again, I can't let you go, that I got it. Then the E minor chord will come in, oh, I, C major chord, need is to be, and then a D major build up, struck by your electric love. And on the word love, that's when that original chord progression is going to come back in. Okay, so we're going to need a strumming pattern to go through that A section of the chorus. So, with the G major chord, I like to strum 1, 2, 3, and 4, and, or down, 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 up, down, up. The C chord I can just do down, down, because it's kind of a connecting chord between the G and the D. Then when I get to the D major chord, down, up, down, up. Let me do that twice. Then the E minor chord. Down, 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 up, works perfectly well. I can do the same thing on the C chord, then the D major chord, play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Love. So that D chord just got bass, bass, maybe the D and the G strings, maybe a little bit of the A string in there too. And then down with all the strings, and an upstroke. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and to get us back to our original chord progression. You can throw in your percussive hits again. Now we have our intro, verse, and chorus down. Okay, the next section we're going to cover is a very atmospheric section. We're going to call it the breakdown. So here we're going to need the chords G major, A minor, E minor, and C. Rushing through me, A minor, E minor. I feel your energy rushing through me. Feel your energy rushing through me. Then back to baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. Your bridge. So the strumming on this atmospheric breakdown section is very simple. Just strumming. G major chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Emphasis on those 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so 2 and 4. Then the A minor chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. To the E minor chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. To the C major chord, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Build it up a little louder and louder. Energy rushing through me. Build it up. Ooh, baby, you're like. And here, you can really put the dynamics into it. So when that bridge comes back, I suggest changing up the strumming a little bit, throwing a little double strum. Maybe some triplet strums, down, up, down, down on the D major chord for extra power. All right, just to kind of boost the energy in that section. Okay, so with your intro, verse, and choruses complete, you also got that atmospheric breakdown section. Congratulations, everybody. You're ready to perform the acoustic version of BØRNS' Electric Love. Okay, with your acoustic version well in hand, we're ready to move in to the electric version, which basically takes it from the key of G up to the key of A. And we're going to remove most of the chords and replace them for power chords and riffs. So the general chord progression that we were using in the acoustic version was G, C, D, we threw an E minor, and also A minor. Now musicians would title each of those chords by number, and the numbers correspond with whatever key you're in, or major scale, in this case in the key of G. So the numbers that we would use here would be 1, 4, 5, 6, and A minor would be 2. In the key of A, that would be an A major chord, a D major chord, an E major chord, and F sharp minor. And though he never actually plays it, B minor, the 2. Just like that. Okay, so that main riff we're gonna have. That's how we get started. We have 5, 5, 0, 5, 5, 0, 5, 5, 0, 5, 7 with a slide to the 2nd fret, which is F sharp. Now that E note that we have there is kind of muffled. We don't want to take the finger all the way off. Okay, you can hardly even hear it. Now I'm using a palm muting technique on top of that, so it's going to be extra muffled, and also the fuzz on our amplifier with our pedals is going to make it even tougher to identify. Then we're going to do the same thing on the 2nd fret of the E string, the F sharp note. Alright, then we have the open E string, and we're going to play a riff. That's the 9th fret of the A string to the 7th fret. Then we have the 9th fret of the E string, back to the 7th fret A, 9th fret E string, 7th fret E string. The E string gives us a little bit of time. Rings out for the riff. Okay, with your intro complete, you're ready to try out your bridge. This is going to be very simple, just a 4, 1, 5 progression. Alright, just hold those out and just go. Every night my mind is running around her. Alright, then repeat that again. Thunder's getting louder and louder. Baby, you're light. Now if this is anything like the acoustic version, we need to throw in before we go to baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. Alright, so that's our chorus. We're going 5th fret power chord on the E string. 1, 4, 5. Alright, this is thousands of different tunes. A, D, D, E, A, D, D, E. Super simple. Now, 2nd fret of the E string. Alright, there it is. 2nd fret E string power chord, F sharp. Then to the 4 chord. And then to the E chord for Struck by Your Electric Love, building it up. Okay, so let's put everything we had together so far. We have the intro, and the verse, and the B section to our chorus. We have the bridge. Every night my mind is running around her. Thunder's getting louder and louder. Then we have the chorus. Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that I got it. All I need is to be struck by your electric love. All right, and there you go. And that's actually how the song ends, just real short on that last riff. All right, congrats everybody, you've mastered the acoustic, and also those same exact riffs and chord progressions in the electric version in the key of A. All right, everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on Electric Love by BØRNS. I hope you enjoyed it. I got plenty more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia saying happy picking.